Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello learners, welcome back to Swayam Prabha. I'm your mentor Dr. Abhishek Kumar, and today in this exciting session we are going to learn about the vector graphics and design. We already had discussed about the raster graphics, we had already discussed about the vector graphics in our previous classes. Now we had a really very clear idea about Adobe Photoshop, how we can easily get work with the bitmap graphics images over there. Right, so we had to manipulated the images, we had to change the background of images, we had to create one creative graphics also in our previous classes, and now we having really very good idea about the color aesthetics, about the design, right? So today in this class we are going to learn about the logo designing specifically in a vector form. So why I am saying we are going to design logo in a vector form, because in a previous class also I had to clearly demonstrate whenever you have to define any artwork, that could be you may have to require to print into the very small size, or it may be required to print into the big hoarding also, right? So logo has been not any specific sizes, it could be depend upon to the media or where you are going to print, or maybe where you are going to utilize that logo over there. That's why whenever you are working into the logo designing, right, brand making, it's a really very essential you should go and draw and design that particular thing in a vector form. So in a previous classes also I had demonstrated for vector designing we having a very commonly used two application using into the industry. First is what? Adobe Illustrator, and second is what? CorelDRAW, right? So whenever you are talking about Adobe Illustrator and CorelDRAW, in a both application we can create a same kind of results over there, right? But end of the day, if you are talking about a print media, specifically who are working for like a book magazine designs, book cover designs, a small size of printing result over there. So commonly people are preferring Adobe tools over there. But if you are talking about a big size of hoarding, 40 by 60, 19 by 200 fits, a big size of hoarding, at that time commonly people are using a CorelDRAW applications over there. But it's not any thumb rule, even either you can use the Illustrator also, vice versa you can use the CorelDRAW also, right? So before start the same about the logo, so it's a really very important, like what is exactly whenever you are working for a logo, what kind of things you should keep, right? So sometime in a logo there are some characters over there, sometime in a logo there are some typography images only over there, sometime in a logo like here you can check out a pictorial mark of an apple over there. So definitely if you're talking about a logo specifically, right, so first of all let's came to know whenever we are designing any logo, then a really very important factor is what? Type or text also over there, right? So before we start to discuss about the logo, integrated text, integrated images over there, let us first just discuss about the typography. So what is exactly typography, right? So whenever here you can check out with the help of like a different type of fonts over there, we had to get utilized and we had to make this one artwork over here. You can check out over there. So what is exactly typography? So typography is the art of arranging and layout the different text into the way that make your clear representation behind your like a thought, behind your perceptions you want to portray in front of audience, right? So here you can see what I had mentioned over there. It's plays a very critical role in strengthening your brand also, right? If we are talking about a very common brand, that's a Parle G. So what's a Parle G? One kid photograph over there and then PARLE-G, Parle G, one logo is over there. So like typography, logo, these are making a complete brand impact in front of audience, right? So it's a really very crucial, specifically right now, like I told you earlier also, industry is booming as in a field of UX and UI design also. As a designer you can make your career about this one field also. Why? Because right now several cell phones, digital media enable applications are going to be developed. So for that really a lot of a huge requirement of graphic designer, specifically who can get layout, the UX and UI design they're required into the industry, right? So that's why I said whenever we are discussing, when we are working into the UX and UI design, interface design, end of the day, we should be really very carefully think about the fonts, because maybe that font would be really very tiny and small when you are watching that content, when you are watching that element in front of mobile, because into commonly 5 to 6 inches of a screen, it would be really very hard to get identify if you are keeping your font size very small over there, right? So you should be properly think about the color, you should be properly think about the text fonts also, text color also, whenever you are doing a typography, and specifically for the interface design, UX and UI designs over there, right? So now let us move to the logo. So exactly what logo is? So logo is a visual symbol and visual artwork that you can use to identify any organization, company, product or brand. Here you can check lot of companies logos are available: Honda, Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Heinz, Oracle, Amazon, Nike, UPS, Canon, Kellogg, Google, Ford, Accenture, a lot, Toyota itself. So here you can check out all logo having different kind of things. Some place having some image representation they are giving, some place they are using a text also, some place they are giving a complete new concept of Apple logo design kind of things over there, some place even they are only using the text also. So like we can also divide the logo into a separate part, right? So let us discuss about one by one about the types of logo. So what first type of logo could be? That is a monogram, right? So second is the word mark, third is the emblems, then pictorial marks, then abstract marks, and next one is the mascots, and last one is the combination marks, or you can say the combinations of multiple this previous mentioned 6 type of logo. That's a monogram embedded with a word marks, or it could be the abstract mark embedded with a word mark, right? So it's a mixture, all mixtures of these ever mentioned 6 type of logo is a final form known me as a combination marks over there. So first discuss about the monogram. So what is exactly monogram? So monogram logo is also known as a letter marks, right? Like here you can check out Google logo, this one. So Google is starting from G, so it's a Google G. So letter marks they are using. So that's why here you can check out what we mentioned. Usually a monogram logo contains 1 to 4 letters, right? So commonly in a monogram we are using first keyword, first letter of a company. Like this is the logo of Honda. Bitcoin, B is the initial word. Google, G, HBO, 3 words. Hyundai, again starting from H. So these are the some of the example of monogram, right? So let us move to the next. Next is what? Word marks. So here, like in a word mark, you may easily able to understand where we are more focusing on a words or the letters, right? So what I had mentioned over there, it's a most classic form of logo. So word mark logo, also known as a logo types also. So it's a combinations of memorable typography that create a unique brand identity. Like here you can check out Ducati, Canon, Lamborghini. These are the some of the text easily whenever you are watching such kind of fonts. Okay, Lamborghini, it's a really very precious car over there. If you are seeing this one logo Canon or text over there, you know, okay, Canon, it's a really very good camera result over there. Ducati, a sports bike over there. So in this manner you can easily identify with the help of word mark. That's why I said what? It's a traditional way, or you can say it's a classic way of a logo, right? So this is a logo does not focus on only initial. Here we are talking about the complete name of brand. Find here. So let us move to the next. Next we are talking about the emblems, right? So again it's a very traditional look of a brand. Like here you can check out the POS, Harvard University, Oxford University, Harley Davidson, Rolls, and this is the Benares Hindu University, right? Kashi Hindu Vishwavidyalaya, right? So these are the emblems. So what exactly emblems? Emblems commonly we are using for traditional look of a brand, right? Commonly sometimes we are using emblem as a stamp also, right? Here you can see I had mentioned usually public or a private agency commonly using a school or agency logo like as an emblem. So emblem is again mixture of some traditional designs, integrated text also, right? And they are specifically focusing with respect to the background of the company, right? So let us moving on next. Very easily you can able to identify this logo: Apple, Mercedes and Jaguar, right? So what this type of logos are? this logo are known as a pictorial marks, right? So what is exactly pictorial mark? So a pictorial mark known as a brand or a logo, or sometimes it's called a symbol logo also. So this type of marks we can easily or instantly recognize as a brand also. This type of logo are commonly using for a large commerce market where we are talking about the business beyond the boundaries also. Specifically at that time we are using pictorial marks, not we are focusing particular text or fonts over there, because maybe if you are talking about India, northern India, maybe if we are a brand making our brand and logo in a textual form, if we are using Hindi language as a font, that would be much easier to get understand. If you are selling the product into the Spanish market, definitely you should think about the Spanish keyword over there, right? So in this manner you should be get work with the pictorial marks. Fine, let us move to the next, abstract mark. What is exactly abstract mark? So abstract mark allow you to create a completely unique logo or brand. Specifically, if you're talking about the abstract mark, sometimes we are using or creating some of the like a heritage based kind of things, or some unique identification of creation whenever it's required, then at that time we are commonly preferring the abstract mark, right? So here what I had mentioned, so abstract mark is a creation of very much dependent on understand how color, shape and structure combine to create a final meaning, right? So abstract mark logo allow to create something truly unique and new thing that represent a brand. So here you can identify these are some of the abstract graphics for a newly developed company, right? So later on maybe this could be the common logo which would be commonly visible to everywhere, so easily you can able to recognize, right? So these are some of the concept, or you can say the abstract marks over here, right? So now moving to the next, mascot. Commonly you can able to recognize McDonald's, right? Mickey Mouse, Thumbs Up, KFC, Fizz, Amul, right? So these are the commonly used the mascots. So when we have to use the mascot, so mascots are commonly colorful, cartoonish and most always creative, right? So like here you can check out the Fizz bottle having two hands and leg. In this manner they are representing the character. Duracell, okay, like a rabbit, he will run fast, right? So this is like a Duracell. Strengthen, Ambuja Cement. So end of the day, this one a really very giant character is a keeping entire building holding over there. So these are some of the representation which a mixture of a complete cartoon, right, that represent your innovations beyond the brand logo image. Fine. So this is about the mascot. Now moving on next, combination mark, right? So nowadays commonly we are using combination marks. We are implementing like a previous all type of logos with a textual form. So here you can check out the MasterCard, Burger King, Adidas, like Sprint, McDonald's, Kodak, Puma, Lactose, right? Amazon, Microsoft. They are the commonly known combination marks which you can easily get identified, right? So these are something about the logo and brand identifications of any product. So now today in this class we are going to switch into the application, and now we are going to learn how you can effectively create such kind of fantastic logo. So at initial I will guide you with any example of this already previously made up logos, and I will guide you how you can also create these logos, and later on it's up to your own creativity. You can make your own logo with respect to the brand background, right? So now let us switch to the applications and have look how effectively we can also get design the logo for our own brand, for our own company. So here you can see in Adobe Photoshop, first of all I am going to instruct you, guide you how you can create a vector integrated graphics also in Adobe Photoshop. Also we having a pen tool here. So with the help of pen tool, how effectively we can trace and how effectively we can create our own logo, right? So let us start, right? So here this is one image I had get used as a reference over here. So like we can even create a Mitsubishi logo, Target logo, Adobe logo. So here we can check out, this is looking a little more like a creative and little complex also. So I am like working for this Adobe logo. Fine. So first of all what I am doing, let us crop it, right? So I have to get focus on this one only, so there would be no any distraction, right? But the now problem is what, the size of this one logo is very small, right? Here you can check out the size is what, let us drag it, right click and image size. What is the size of logo? 3 inch by 3 inch, and resolution is also very less, 72, right? So now what I am doing, how we can effectively create a high resolution logo in a vector form using Adobe Photoshop. Let us start. So for that we having this one segment here. So this one segment is based on a vector based information like pen tool, type tool, like these are the shapes, whatever things you are creating under this segment, these are a by default vector form. Whenever you are converting the data into the JPG and all, again that would be converted into the bitmap form also. But until and unless you are saving your file with the Adobe Photoshop native file format, that would preserve your 100% information without losing the quality of the picture, right? So here first of all I am using the pen tool. So let us create a new layer also. So first I am hitting into the bottom, then this one, then this one, and this one. So close, right, with a pen tool. Now what I'm doing here, so like here you can check out the channels and paths. So this is a one work path we had to get created over here. Fine. So now second part I'm going to create here. So again with the help of pen tool, let us draw the same. Fine. So I am quickly drawing and tracing the logo. So here there is a problem. Why? Because here this one has been converted into the BGM form. So let us do undo again, and now the job is done. Now here you can check out there is some rectification or correction required. So easily for that what we can do, we can go to the third options here like a direct selection tool, right? So let us hit into the path again and let us zoom, and manually you can reposition the same. Fine. So see, now again result is good. Now moving on next again, third assignment we having. Fine. So now this one data is a completed here work path. Now either we can use the fonts also, or manually if you want to trace you can even trace also. So now here this are the straight lines. Using a straight line I had get trace the same. There is a little complication. So let us see how we can effectively use the pen tool for like rounded selections also, right? So I'm working with a new path, right? So here we having options. We can create a new path also. Come to the bottom here, right? So I am keeping this one path individually here, right? Now here you can check out in a path, this is a new path, right? So even I can keep the name of path like ADOBE, Adobe Red. Fine. So now the name is Adobe Red. Now I'm coming and working a start onto the path one, right? So this is a text TXT, right? So now again I'm coming to the pen tool and let us start drawing the same. Fine. So in this manner you can work here, right? And now for example here we have to use the subtract from shape. So here I am using the subtract from shape. What data we need to subtract? This one data we need to subtract. So I am using the subtraction tool here, right? So in this manner we had get created the content over here. Again, if you want to get some modification, go to the direct selection tool and you can modify even the points, vertex points here again, right? So I am moving this one using the arrow button. Fine. So this could be the one way where you can use the pen tool and you can draw the element. Again, for example, if you want to create this one element over here, like after hitting on this one you can drag the mouse, right, for converting to the Bezier curves. Fine. So here you can check out, we can easily able to trace the contents again, right? So let us keep one small point over here, and again I am drawing the same content whatever we need to trace. So now here you can check out little problem has been occurred in this one area. So now again come to the direct selection tool and let us select this one thing and manually work with the tangents, right? So here again my job is done. So if again you want to do some subtractions here, again we have to go with the subtract from the shape and let us work in this one area, right? So manually you can subtract the same thing. So manually you can draw. First option is this one, right? Second, what you can do, rather than working in a text, I am deleting the text, right? And let us use the fonts also. So like here I am using the font DOBE, right? Adobe, right? So let us zoom in, again coming to the layers and Control T for transform and scale. Now as it is a vector form, so this would be never get pixelated. Fine. So now the data has been created. I think there is a space, double click here, remove one space from here and select the text, and we having entire font library here, right? So manually simply you can hit here and you can use the arrow button, arrow up and arrow down button, right? So now you can able to check out whatever fonts is little similar to you. You can go with a little close and similar font to get work your result, achieve your result. Find here. So like manually I am changing the same, right? Done. So it is a little similar. Now let us switch off the back layer, right? And now what I required, I want a red color fill over here. So simply use the control button and click. Now this one converted into the selection, and I want a red color of color fill here. So I am using the red color right here, and I am using a new layer here, and let us fill the color, right? Control delete for the fill the color. Now let us off the bottom reference over here, and now let us check out. This is the data which I had to get pressed. Now it would be not get pixelated by default, but again for example same shape, same content. Now I'm using the new scene, A4 size 300, right? And a same logo here I required over there. Then for that what we need to do, come on here, I'm manually dragging the entire data, the both data here into the new layer, right? And let us scale it, Control T. So here you can check out, this one is going to be pixelated. So for that what we need to do, let us come to the previous data, and there is a path over there. So I am using path, select the path and drag to this one new layer. So now the path having us, right? So now I'm coming to this one options, and here we having also path. So let us Control T and transform the path layer, right? So I'm scaling the path here as per our requirement, right? And now let us click to the path, right, and fill the color. Now I don't require the background data, right? So simply what you can do, okay, I think I had get overwritten into the older layer only. Now again fill the color, right? So what color I require to fill? Red color. So choose the color red and let us fill it. Fine. So now check out here. Now this one logo we had to get extracted and converted into the A4 size, right? And it's now not pixelating also. Very good quality of result we had to get traced over there. Fine. So hope the things are clear. How in Adobe Photoshop you can easily get extract. How in Adobe Photoshop how you can trace the logo even manually. If you want to create your own logo, simply you can create a new file. Okay, we having a several custom shapes also. Simply hit here, go to the custom shape and line tool. Now here you can check out lot of logos available into the vector form. For example, this is some designing over here. For example, I want to create a stop logo over there, right? So simply I had using this one data. So stop the things over here. Now even you can having a more options here. So you can utilize the things as per your requirement. Even manually you can draw the element also using a pen tool. For example, maybe earlier also we having some more I'm opening the previous file, practical assignment. For example, you want to create this thing. So for that what we require to do, we need two circles over here. So simply for drawing the circle, what you can do, a rounded like a ellipse tool we can use here, right? So let us use the shift button. So it would be circle only. So first circle I had to get completed, right? Again I required one more circle. So again I am using one more circle over here. Fine. So here it's adding. I don't want to add the things. I want to subtract the things. Then simply you can use the subtractions option. See, now this one subtracting also, right? So very smooth and good manner the result has been get occurred. Now for example, if you want to do the same thing in a center, even you can do into the center also. Let us undo it. First of all, let us scale it, right? So now I had to scale the data. Now what I am doing, again I am using the circle and use the Alt button. So Alt means minus and second option control means plus. Fine. So like here we can use and we can create a multiple holes also. Subtract tool. Fine. So in this manner you can create your own logo, right? And now you can type the data THREE 3 target, right? Maybe this could be the one company name, 3 target, right? So here I am using the black color because we using red black portray a good result over there. So the combinations of red and black is a really very interesting, right? So even you can make your own logo here. 3 target, this is a logo of 3 target, right? 1 target, center target, Adobe, Mitsubishi. So even you can create a such logo, Mitsubishi again, Adidas also, Nike also. Now I'm moving to the Illustrator and how effectively you can create a logo design into the Illustrator also. Already we had a get covered in Adobe Photoshop how you can create a Adobe logo over there. So now let us work into the Microsoft logo here again. So for example, if you have to create a Microsoft logo, now here you can check out the 4 boxes here into the different color, and then Microsoft text is available with us. Fine. So for that what I am doing here is the rectangle. So let us create one rectangle, right? So simply click here, rectangle tool, you will get the rectangle tool here. Fine. So I am using rectangle tool and let us draw the same using shift. Now select the size is a little bigger, use the shift selection. So now the size is exact, perfect. Fine. So this is one data I had created, right? Let us keep it here. So what is the color? So color is like orange. So simply what we can do, we can use the eyedropper tool also, and directly we can choose the color from here also interactively, or manually you can change the color. Double click here and you can choose and assign the color also. It's up to you. Fine. So when you hit OK, the color would get changed, but I need this one, right? So my first assignment is done. Now let us copy the same. So Control C, you can use the Control V also, right? So second alignment is here. So what color I required for this one? Again this one, green color. So quickly let us copy the board, Control C and Control V. Again let us keep it here at a bottom, right? Let us zoom in first and properly do align the same, right? Use the down arrow button. Now alignment is perfect. The color what we required, sky blue. So select the same, come to the eyedropper and you can use the sky blue color, and last color of box is what? Yellow. So simply select the box and you can use the eyedropper and choose the color yellow, right? Now here I required a Microsoft as a text. So here again same like Adobe Photoshop, in Illustrator also we having text option. So simply use the text, I is a small, CROSOFT, Microsoft, right? So now the Microsoft with us here. Now let us scale the size of Microsoft. Using shift you can uniformly scale. Even lot of fonts are here. So for changing the fonts we can go to the options and we can change the fonts also, right? Whatever fonts you want. So like here I am using here, and here you may able to identify the options related to the font. So easily you can get select, you can choose over there type options. In a type we having characters, right? So now I had a chosen character. Now in a character we having a Merit Pro, even we having a several fonts here, right? You can utilize and you can check out which font is more suitable for your project. For example, this is looking a very beautiful. Even by default, if the same kind of font you require, you can use like a COG font. It's a little similar to the same. So even you can use this one font also. The regular, convert this one into the bold also, right? So manually you can work with respect to your requirement to achieve your result. Fine. So this is the second way of creating a logo. Now I don't require this one thing. Even I am deleting this one, right? So now what is the advantage of creating the content into the Illustrator? It's like this is a vector based graphics. So like I am scaling the same and I am saving the file also right? So by default the file is saving to the Illustrator. Even we can save into the PDF. If you are saving the file into the EPS also, again it would be saving the vector informations over there. Even you can save into the file into the SVG also, scalable vector format. These are the commonly used file format which supportive for the vector graphics over there. So like my Microsoft logo has been get completed. Even now you can check out, I'm using the zoom, extremely zoom, 400% zoom. Let us more zoom here, 2400. Now see the boundary is not pixelating here, 8500, fine. Let us more zoom here, 34,000, still not pixelating. But the same thing whatever we had drawn in Adobe here, right? So I'm coming back here, like the logo which I had designed Adobe. Even okay, in a 16% it's a good, but again after some specific extent, again it's starting pixelating. But 200, let us see, it's again starting pixelating here, right? So by default, why it's a pixelating? Because it's a vector based application, not it's a raster based application, right? So if you have to design or draw something for a vector format, then it's a recommended either go for a CorelDRAW or Illustrator. That would be really very commonly used applications worldwide. But for example, if you're having more work precisely into the pixels, right, in an image, then Adobe Photoshop is more recommended. Fine dear. So hope now you're having a very clear idea how effectively you can create your own logo for your own brand. If you're having any query, any question, like you can come here and you can write to us on the tech support at dth.ac.in. I'm your mentor, Dr. Abhishek Kumar, and hope now you may able to create your own 2D graphics, text graphics, logo design, vector design in an effective and efficient way, right? So see you soon into the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.